Hi everyone, and welcome to my new latest video, which is this one obviously. So this video is going to be an updated piercings and tattoos collection. So I uploaded one at some point last year, so I will put the link to the video there if I remember. If not, I'll try and remember to tag it down in the descriptions. So yeah, piercings and tattoos numbers. I think I'm on 14 piercings at the moment. I did have 19, technically 21 because two ones that have just been redone in the same place as the old ones, but I'm just classing it as 19. I now think I have 14 because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 I don't have, so it's 15. So I have 15 piercings and 16 tattoos. So yeah, I'm on more tattoos and piercings at the moment, but I'm going to get all my old tattoos all my old piercings redone because I love them all. So yeah, I'm going to start with piercings, as I had piercings before I ever had tattoos. We'll start off with my lobe piercings, the original lobe. I've had this one stretched. This is a 0 gauge, which is 8mm. The other one isn't stretched because, you know, why be like normal like everyone else. Then this was the second one I got done, just my second lobe. It's got the MTR earring in it, the MTR logo earring, and this one's a little cat and it's really cute and I love it. So yeah, this is the MTR one. I got it for Christmas. Then the next piercings I got were this one here, my third lobe piercing, and my cartilage piercing here, my helix cartilage piercing. Then it was just this one, like helix lobe. It's sort of in the middle of the helix and the lobe. Like it's not quite on the cartilage, but it's not on the lobe anymore. So that's not the next one. And then got my industrial here, this one here, and my septum done at the same time. I mean, that I've had them done over 3 years now. I've just suddenly remembered I didn't go into pain. The first, this piercing here really hurt, but that's because I got it done by gun. The rest of them were done by hand, the needle going through, and they did not hurt one bit. Like when I got the first ones done, I was lying there, I was freaking out, like, oh my gosh, it's gonna hurt. I was just there like, oh my god, it's gonna be so painful. I mean, I was like 13 or something. And then the guy was like, there you go, both done. And I'm like, you what? Really? Like, when did you even do them? I didn't feel a thing. Actually, no, it was either my mum or my aunt, they were both there. They went, oh god. And I'm like, what? They're like, oh, it's just gone through. It was really quick. I wasn't expecting it to be that quick. So yeah. This one didn't hurt. This one sort of was a slight pinch, like the fourth one was a slight pinch, but that's because it's close to the cartilage, so it's a more sensitive piece of like area of your ear. Industrial, that was well, this helix here didn't hurt. It was a slight pinch again, didn't hurt. My industrial, it hurt a little bit, but I think that's more to do with the fact that there were two holes were being made in my ear right close to each other. So the first one was alright, and the second one hurt a tiny bit because I think that was sensitive. So lobe piercings, I would say 0 out of 10 pain rating. Up here was maybe a 1 to 2. This one was like a 5 plus. I don't even remember. I just remember it being so painful, like, and I was freaking out about getting another piercing. I was like, oh my god, what if it's that painful? And none of the rest of my piercings have ever been that painful, like, ever. Yeah. So yeah, helix there I think would be about a 2. That would be maybe a 3, 4 maximum. Septum, that literally did not hurt in the slightest. The only problem I had was because it was in my nose. I had screwed my eyes up and I had tears like rolling down my cheeks because I was trying so hard not to sneeze in the piercer's face when she was doing it. It was just, I think it's just more a thing, like if anything tickles my nose, I sneeze. That's just the way my nose is. And then I opened my eyes and there was just these tears like falling down my face. She's like, are you in pain? And I was like, I was really trying not to sneeze in your face. To which the piercer was like laughing. But that was literally the only problem I had with my septum. And a lot of people say, oh, isn't it gonna hurt? getting your septum done, it didn't hurt at all, because like the thing on about this cartilage, but there's a gap in your cartilage, and it's the gap in the cartilage where it's just soft skin that the septum goes through, so it really doesn't hurt. Yeah, I'm just like demonstrating to you where it is. So if you feel in your nose, there is this gap in the cartilage, that's where the septum piercing goes through. So if you wanted to get a septum but you weren't entirely sure because you thought it was going to hurt, it doesn't. That's just the bit where it goes through. It's more, it might be a slight bit, well, it was a slight pinch, but it didn't hurt in the slightest. So yeah, that was 3 years ago. I think I got my first one when I was I think I was nearly 13 actually. I think I was 12, and I got this one done when I was 17 and a half. So that was nearly 3 years ago. They were lobe piercings, were like a while back. I will also link you to the video where I stretched my plug, and in the description, I just suddenly remembered I didn't say, in the description I have the links to all the videos relating to any of my piercings or tattoos, so you guys can see it, and they'll probably like pop up at the side when I'm talking about a specific thing, if I have a video for it, like changing piercings, getting them done, anything like that. Okay, next, unfortunately these 3 piercings that I got, I don't have anymore. I don't have any of them. Because they had to be taken out, or 2 of them started rejecting because they got changed before they were ready to heal. Not my fault, I didn't think they were like ready healed, but I got them changed anyway, because I was told they were completely fine to change, and after that they never ever settled down, so I had to have them removed. But I'm definitely getting them done again at some point, because they were one of my favourite piercings ever, like 2 of my favourite piercings ever. So the next ones I got them done on my 18th birthday, like literally on the day of my birthday, and it was my belly button and my nipples. Belly button, what hurt the most was the clamp, so the most painful one I would say was about 3 out of 10. And I say maybe the clamp is like a 3.5, so it didn't really hurt that much. With my nipples, it felt weird more than it felt painful, because like they're a sensitive part of your body, and it just sort of like, I was like, oh my god, this just feels weird. Like I wanted to cringe, but more out of, yeah, this just doesn't feel normal, like what is going on, like my poor boobs, rather than it hurts. So they didn't hurt at all, really. I'd say maybe 2 to 3. So they were done within an hour of each other, along was my first tattoo. But I will show you guys that when I come to it. So after that, 2 weeks and a day later, yeah, this was where I was getting like loads of piercings done at the same time. So it was 3 piercings and a tattoo, and then within 2 weeks and a day later, I got my next piercings, which are these 2. My snake bites, and I absolutely love them. I got them done at the same time. I absolutely love them. They've like changed my whole like face. Like I couldn't picture my face without them. And the pain was maybe like a 2 out of 10. The only problem I did have is they did swell up quite a lot. So the first one, I think that was the first one, that one was like a 2, that one was like a 2.5, but that was because it was sensitive. They did swell up, but the swelling went down, like they were completely back to normal, like there was no swelling at all within a week. And the only problem I had with it after that was accidentally like biting it when I was eating. I would like bite and it go, I know that would hurt, obviously, as you can imagine it would. I also at the same time got my second lobe piercing on this ear, because originally I wasn't going to get a second lobe piercing there, and then I was like, you know what, I'm actually going to get a second lobe piercing because I can, you know, like why not. It looks cool, and I've seen loads of things with a stretched ear and a second lobe next to it, so yeah, thumbs up, that's great. So yeah, that was on the 28th of September 2014. So on the 13th of March, not even 6 months after, I got another 3 piercings, which were tragus, which is this one here, and I'll show you this little flap of skin here is where that one is, and then my daith, which is just this other heart-shaped one here, which goes through like the bit of cartilage at the back of the tragus, like kind of where the tragus and like the helix join. So with the tragus, didn't hurt much. It was a slight pinch, maybe like a 2. With the Daith, I got the Daith after the tragus, and it hurt like maybe a 2. But because of I got it done with the heart-shaped jewellery, so it was a pain to get in. Like, it was really tricky to get in for the shape of the jewellery and the shape of the piercing site. So it took like 5 minutes to get the jewellery in. So if anyone wants to get it done, I recommend getting it done with a circular barbell or like the horseshoe barbell, and then putting the heart-shaped jewellery in once it's healed. Because it hurt like a 5 getting the jewellery, and the actual piercing was only like a 2, maybe 3 at a push. And I think it's about a 3, and I think that's only because it was sensitive after getting the tragus done, like right there anyway. The other one I got done was one of the ones that had to be removed because I accidentally caught it, and I was really upset about it. It lasted it was just under 2 years, and that is my cleavage dermal. I can show you it. So that is where the dermal was. It's really bright, it's not showing up properly. So that's the little scar I have, the little baby scar. But it's healed, no problem. Like, coming out, it healed and no problem. It was all gone, it was all clean, didn't hurt or anything within a week. Like, the scab had even gone as well without even picking it. So I'm getting that redone because that is my my voice is going, don't mind me. That is my absolute favourite piercing ever that I've ever had done. It was the least painful and the least problematic, other than when it had to come out, and that was literally my fault. I caught it on a bra. Of course. Yes, that was a sad day. So, pain, 0. All you got was a bit of pressure. It was just like doing that. It felt like that. Just pushing on my chest. That is literally it. And it didn't bleed. Like, there was blood in the hole, but it never actually bled. No blood came out. And it was a slight ache. It was like an ache, like a bruise, rather than a pain. And that was gone within 2 days. Never gunky or anything. It was a really good piercing. And I absolutely loved it. And I honestly am so excited to get it re-pierced. So a lot of people are going to dermals a little bit. Don't listen if you get grimmed out by it. Basically, there's this little, like, they call it a punch. It's almost like a cookie cutter. That's what it's like. But it's a small little circle, and they put it into your skin, and it cuts a smaller circle, and they sort of twist it around, and it just makes a little hole in your skin. I thought around here I had a dermal to show you what it looks like, but I don't appear to have it. It's basically like a little oval shaped piece of metal with a hole in it, and like a bar coming out of it, and that's what sits under your skin. The bar comes out, and that's what the gem is attached to. So I can show you a gem. And there are internal and external threaded ones. This one would be an internal threaded one because it's got that on little spike on it. So at the end of the bar there will be a little hole, and it goes into that. And there are some where you just screw the hole and just screw the bar onto screw the bolt onto the bar. That's what I'm trying to say. So I honestly love it, and I was freaking out that it was going to be painful because it doesn't sound grim, but it sounds more grim than just sticking a needle through. And yeah, but it didn't hurt. Like, I was really impressed with it. It was my favourite piercing, and I honestly cannot wait to get it redone. I'm so excited. So after that, there was a break for a long time from piercings. It was nearly one day before 6 months later. Yeah. It was a long break in my opinion, because it was the day before my birthday, so it was the 12th of September 2015. And that was, if I can get my hair out of the way, these babies. Although it wasn't actually these babies, these were the ones that they rejected. One I accidentally caught, getting my Oyster card out my bra, just because that's a cool place to put it, I know. And the other one, so basically when I first got them done, I got them done with a really small gem at the top, like it was half the size of this one. It was tiny. So sometimes the dermals like to sink in, and because it was only a small top, that it was trying to sink in. So within 2 days of getting it done, I had to go back and get them taken out and put back in with a bigger bar at the top, and that stopped them sinking. So the one that healed up, like it was healing really well, was the one I caught, and there was one that was just, it never settled straight. It settled at a bit of an angle, so it was just going to grow out. So I got that removed. I was like, if I don't get it removed, it's just going to remove itself, and that's going to be like even more problematic. It will just push itself out. So I'm saying this, if anyone's freaking out about getting a dermal done, honestly, do not worry about it. They generally are quite, like, they generally don't have a lot of problems. This was just a one-off, and it was because of the one problem led to another problem. So yeah, that's it. And this was the topper that I got them re-pierced with, so it was a big one, so they didn't sink in. So then yeah, so I'll go on to these ones when I go on to when I get to there. Yeah, but that was my voice is really going. I think I'm ill again. I'm really sorry, guys. Yeah. So yeah, I'll get into them when I get towards that piercing, but never had a problem. They healed like really well when they came out. So after that, I'm just trying to think. That was the last. Oh, I can just go straight on to it, because that was the last piercing that I have other than getting them redone. Yeah. Oh wow. So we go from September 2015 to December. No, it wasn't December. Yeah, it was December 2016. There was a huge gap between any piercings. Like, how did I even survive without any piercings? So that's when I got my dermals redone. I got them done with slightly bigger bars, just to just to get rid of the risk of them sinking in. So I have a video of that out on this channel, so I'll link that somewhere along the bottom or maybe the top here, so you guys can see that, actually, the video of them actually getting done. The first time around, I would say the pain was like 2.5 out of 10. The second time around, I would say it was more like a 4, and that's only because it was pierced over the scar of the original piercing site. That was the only reason that it was more painful. So yeah, and that's why they bled a lot as well, because with a scar, if you get like it's the same as if you get a cut over a tattoo, it bleeds more because of the site it's on. That's my experience I had when I accidentally got a rabbit scratch on one of my tattoos. Oh, it bled loads, but I don't usually bleed that much, and that's what I was thinking. That's the only thing I can think of, which is why it bled so much, because it was over the top of a scar. There's build-up of tissue to make the scar, makes it bleed more. Blah, 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 blah. You don't need like a science lesson on that. I think I've given you one though by accident. And that's why it was more painful, because it was more sensitive, tender skin anyway. I don't know what's going on with this hair. Because they were pierced over the site of the scar, they were really unsettled, whereas generally they sort of settle in straight away. They were a bit unsettled, they moved a little bit, they sort of came forwards, and now they've healed now, they've pushed backwards. But so because it was done over the top of a scar, it had a slightly longer healing time, and that it completely settled about March. I think the end of March, beginning of April. So that was like 4 months that it took them to heal, which is fine. But it's also, because of that, I had plasters over them a lot of the time, and I think that's part of the reason why they had problems, because whenever I went out, I'd stick a plaster over them. When I went to sleep, I'd stick a plaster over them, and it got to the point where it was getting really like uncomfortable, because I'd get a bit of a sweat rash. So then I stopped wearing them at night, because I've stopped wearing it at night now, because they're fine, and only if I'm going out like it was only like if I would go out for a drink or go to work that I'd stick a plaster over them. I haven't worn a plaster over them in like two weeks now, I think. But occasionally, if I think I need it, I will stick one on. Even though they're healed, they're not fully completely healed. That will still probably take another 2 or 3 months. But they're not having any problems. They're not like painful or moving around anymore or anything. So yeah, that is it for my piercings. Hi everyone, so I've just seen how long this video is. It's going to be a really long video, so I've decided to cut it into 2 parts. The first part is going to be my updated piercings, and then the second part, which will be next week, will be my updated tattoos. So this is the end of the video for my piercings. So I hope you guys have enjoyed, and check out next week's video for the tattoos, and the week after that will be the video of my new tattoo. Yeah, next time I do a video on my piercings and tattoos, it will be a shorter video because I'll only go into the information of my piercings and tattoos that I've had since this one. And yeah, there's the DeFranco fam in the background who's just been watching that. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in next week's video.